patience a little along the way because it's a long story. So anyways, the Queen of Wands starts getting burned by energy weapons again. She's like, not this again. And she's growing weaker and weaker and weaker. Then she asks her mother, can we sell this place? I have to move out of this ghetto. My mother says, we don't want you going off grid. No. Which that never happened, but it did. So anyways, then online, she's testifying in the tarot community because the church is calling her a Jezebel for not believing in their doctrines. Okay, so she's never been treated well by them. So she went to the tarot community in 2022 when she did a lobotomy, even though she was totally against the New Age movement in tarot. They came across her page, and she's like, these people are so nice, and they give good advice, and that's why she hangs around. Okay, so let's go back to 2022. Let's go back and forth. So 2022 comes around. She's got a lobotomy. And the Queen of Wands' mother calls and says, your sister got a bad shot. And she's got rashes all over her body, and it's been going on for 6 months. And she can't move, and she can't do anything, and she's in so much pain. And I haven't talked to the Queen of Wands, Aquarius, for quite some time. So I messaged her. And I said, what's going on? And I prayed for her day and night. And within a couple of weeks, she starts to heal miraculously. God heals her. But she doesn't, say, hey, those are my prayers, because she's not a boaster. All right. But that didn't happen. All right. It's a that didn't happen club. Anyways, so she starts to feel better. She's like, and then pretty soon they're all gone. It's all gone. And the Queen of Wands talks to her every day, and she finally watches a Netflix series, and she hasn't watched TV for 20 years. She just watches trailers for the memes they do on her. Okay. Anyway, so then the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Swords Aquarius, just dear friends. And we won't go into the details of it. She gets an office in her place, and she gets well, and the Queen of Wands cheers her on, and everything's great, and except that she thinks that the Queen of Wands should stay on the shot because she's so much nicer. And is offline, and the Queen of Wands is like, when have I ever argued with you as an adult? Never. Until she found out later what they put on Messenger, which was absolutely hilarious, you comedians. And she was in a lawsuit in 2020 when Yahoo messaged the Queen of Wands and said, hey, you're in a class action lawsuit. A whole bunch of actors got into your accounts and messed with your accounts. But the Queen of Wands walked away from Facebook because she was in so much danger years ago, so she wouldn't get her friends in trouble. She hadn't even been on Facebook till 2019, when the stuff she was posting on Instagram was going to Facebook. She couldn't even download Messenger. There was never any room on her phones because they were constantly hacking and draining them. Clone phones, clone voice technology. I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on. So, it happens online. Wow. They've got the Queen of Swords, Aquarius, her sister, following her around the tarot community, calling her horrible names and smearing her while she's trying to testify. She's breaking generational curses. And then some tarot readers that are actual witches start getting involved, and she starts blocking them all out and repenting of ever going on tarot. My God. Anyway, she figured out that these were cloned accounts, messing with her family like they always do. But she's online and she decides to pray and fast and forgive her enemies because it's just been too much crap. All she does is offer her cups and they get dumped out in dirt. Okay. Cup after cup after cup after cup after cup after cup until she's totally depleted. All right. So anyways, she fasts for a week, okay, but she's already thin from the energy weapons, so she has to stop doing that. She keeps eating, but nothing, they keep burning her, okay. So she's going to get an assault lawyer, and then she thinks, and they'll go after all these, she's too worried about what they'll do to the people doing it, because she's that compassionate. She doesn't want no bloodshed, all right. The Queen of Wands wants to move. She doesn't want money. She knows she can't use it in the days to come. Money means nothing, never has, never will. Just wants a safe place to live. Okay. All right. So all of a sudden, the Queen of Swords calls her and says, every time you're going through stuff, something happens to my horses. They got caught in the fence. I'm like, something was always happening to your horses. This was on the phone with you day and night. For a year, praying for your horses. They ate some poisonous berries. They fell down. And they would get well. And I prayed for them, and I prayed for them, and I prayed for them. But it's my fault. So the Queen of Wands starts getting scapegoated for everything that's going on with the Queen of Swords, Gemini. And so she blocks her again and says, this is crap. How many people have to scapegoat this woman? Oh my Lord. So then, just like last week, the Queen of Wands finally starts breaking down and crying her eyes out, not over herself, but over the condition of the world. Oh my gosh, because all they put is trauma on her YouTube, and she's just weeping and weeping. The Queen of Swords calls her. And the Queen of Wands calls her out on the accusations. And she said, I never said that. Have a nice life. And the Queen of Wands is like, you fake idiot. What planet am I on? The sun is white. Where are we? Who are these people? Okay, all right. We'll continue. This is so tiring to retell this story. It was tiring enough to go through it. Vacation.